Intro, midnight to 045. Imagine a small village of shepherds on 7 hills, destined to become the greatest empire the world had ever seen. For over 1,000 years, Rome would rise from myth and mud to rule 3 continents, and then collapse under its own weight. This is the story of an empire's birth, its glory, and its fall. Let's begin. A like helps the channel grow. Your subscription helps keep history from being forgotten. Legend says Rome was founded in 753 BC by twin brothers, Romulus and Remus, raised by a she-wolf after being abandoned as infants. Romulus killed his brother Remus in a dispute over where to build the city, becoming Rome's first king. For 244 years, Rome was ruled by 7 kings, blending Latin, Sabine, and Etruscan traditions. The last king, Tarquin the Proud, was a tyrant whose cruelty sparked a rebellion among the Roman nobility. In 509 BC, the monarchy was overthrown, and Rome declared itself a republic, vowing never to be ruled by a king again. Power was split between 2 annually elected consuls, preventing any single person from holding too much control. The Senate, made up of wealthy aristocrats called patricians, advised the consuls and shaped Roman law. Ordinary citizens, the plebeians, fought for centuries to gain political rights, eventually winning their own representatives. Rome's early wars against neighboring tribes like the Etruscans and Samnites hardened its legions into a disciplined fighting force. By 275 BC, after defeating the Greek king Pyrrhus, Rome controlled the entire Italian peninsula, and its ambitions were only beginning. The Republic and the road to empire. Rome's greatest early rival was Carthage, a powerful trading empire based in North Africa. The First Punic War, fought over Sicily, forced Rome to build its first true navy from scratch. In the Second Punic War, the Carthaginian general Hannibal marched elephants across the Alps and crushed Roman armies at Cannae. Despite catastrophic losses, Rome refused to surrender and eventually defeated Hannibal at the Battle of Zama in 202 BC. By 146 BC, Rome had utterly destroyed Carthage, salting its fields and enslaving its people. Victory brought immense wealth, but also inequality, as small farmers were pushed off their land by wealthy landowners. Reformer brothers Tiberius and Gaius Gracchus tried to redistribute land to the poor. Both were murdered for it. Ambitious generals like Marius and Sulla began using loyal armies to seize political power, weakening the Senate's authority. A young general named Julius Caesar rose through the ranks, conquering Gaul and becoming immensely popular with the people. In 49 BC, Caesar crossed the Rubicon River with his army, igniting a civil war that would end the Republic forever. Caesar, Augustus, in the Golden Age, Julius Caesar defeated his rivals and was declared dictator for life, but many senators feared he wanted to be king. On the Ides of March, 44 BC, Caesar was stabbed to death by senators, including his own friend Brutus. Caesar's death didn't save the Republic. It triggered another brutal civil war for control of Rome. Caesar's adopted heir, Octavian, defeated his rivals Mark Antony and Cleopatra at the Battle of Actium in 31 BC. In 27 BC, Octavian took the name Augustus and became Rome's first true emperor, though he called himself simply First Citizen. Augustus ushered in the Pax Romana, roughly 200 years of relative peace and stability across the empire. Rome grew into a metropolis of over 1 million people, filled with marble temples, aqueducts, and public baths. The empire eventually stretched from Britain to Egypt, from Spain to Syria, unified by roads, trade, and Roman law. Emperors like Trajan expanded Rome's borders to their greatest extent, while Hadrian focused on securing and defending them. Roman engineering, roads, aqueducts, the Colosseum, showcased a level of architectural ambition unmatched in the ancient world. Cracks in the foundation. By the 3rd century AD, the empire had grown too vast for one person to govern or defend effectively. The crisis of the 3rd century saw over 20 emperors rise and fall in just 50 years, many murdered by their own soldiers. Constant civil wars, invasions, and plague drained the treasury and weakened the legions. Emperor Diocletian tried to fix things by splitting the empire into eastern and western halves, each with its own ruler. Constantine later legalized Christianity and moved the capital east to Constantinople, shifting power away from Rome itself. Heavy taxation to fund the army and bureaucracy crushed small farmers and merchants across the empire. Corruption and political instability made it harder to respond quickly to threats on Rome's borders. Germanic tribes, such as the Goths and Vandals, pressed harder against Rome's overstretched frontiers. The Western economy weakened as trade routes broke down and cities shrank under constant pressure. Rome's once unbeatable legions increasingly relied on foreign mercenaries with little loyalty to the empire itself. The fall of Rome, Indiana, 410 AD, the unthinkable happened. The Visigoths, led by Alaric, sacked the city of Rome itself. It was the first time in nearly 800 years that Rome had fallen to a foreign enemy. The Western Empire, already fractured, could barely hold together its remaining provinces. Attila the Hun terrorized the empire in the mid-5th century, though Rome narrowly avoided total destruction. In 455 AD, the Vandals sacked Rome again, this time stripping the city of its remaining treasures. Weak, short-lived emperors became puppets controlled by Germanic generals commanding Rome's own armies. In 476 AD, the Germanic general Odoacer deposed the last Western Roman emperor, Romulus Augustulus. Ironically, the last emperor shared his name with Rome's legendary first king, Romulus. The story had come full circle. The Eastern Roman Empire, known as Byzantium, survived for another 1,000 years from its capital in Constantinople. Rome's fall marked the end of antiquity, but its laws, language, and architecture still shape our world today. From a village of shepherds to a fractured empire spanning continents, Rome's story is one of ambition, glory, and eventual collapse. Its legacy lives on in our languages, our laws, and even the buildings we admire today. If you enjoyed this journey through history, subscribe for more stories that shaped our world. And let us know in the comments which empire we should explore next.